Hello, everybody. It's Bill, it's that college football guy here. Another video. Yeah, I'm out on the road. I'm heading my way up to Chicago. But en route, hey, I thought I recorded a little video. I'm talking about that, the recap show, isn't it? That recap for week 8 of college football. We got our shout outs to do for schools, subscriber schools that won. Did a little bit of a change up here. I want you guys to decide what you think about this little change up here. Because the fact is, like, we really didn't have a what the blue hell moment this week. There was no real. We had one. For me, there was one, but it wasn't really a big one compared to past weeks where we had monumental upsets. And then, of course, we're going to have that top 25, my top 25, as well as the subscriber rankings, which had some major movement. And I think on here, the point chart and how that all works out, and I'll explain that. But first off, let's get into this. The subscriber schools. Those of you who are new to this don't understand how this goes, is the fact that during the off season, I said the fact where shout out your favorite school in the comments of those videos. I compiled the list of schools, we ended up with 45. And those schools, I only do a top 25. I do a rankings of all the schools that the subscribers shouted out. They get their own list. And the rankings are done on that. But the subscriber schools, I do my picks, I do the week picks, which you saw. I do them based on who the AP top 25 will soon will be the college football playoff top 25, and any subscriber school that wasn't listed, I picked your games, all of them. So the subscriber schools, the shout outs up the top, the subscriber schools that won: Middle Tennessee State, UTEP, Marshall, Fresno State, Miami, Tennessee. I'm happy I'm wrong about that one. Iowa State, Clemson, Notre Dame, Kansas State, Illinois, Cincinnati, NC State, Washington State. How about NC State being wrong too? I'm at NC State too. Washington State, Bowling Green, Toledo, South Florida, Colorado. How about that one? UNLV and TCU. All right. Change up here. Instead of the good, I call them the good, the bad, and what the blue hell. I decided to go to the 5-star performances because that's exactly what they've been. We had 5 5-star performances this past week. Oregon beating up Purdue 35-0. I figured Purdue was going to do something. They didn't do anything. Just damn. Beating them up. Indiana beating up Nebraska 56-7. I've said this on X, on Twitter, that Indiana reminds me of the 2023 Florida State team. Nowhere near as talented, but a team that has a phenomenal starting lineup and 0 bench. The second they get hurt, this team is going to nosedive. So right now, they're rolling. They get hurt, watch the wheels fly off. Not as bad as Oklahoma's wheels flying off. Because South Carolina, who I've clowned I don't know how many times in my life, beats Oklahoma 35-9. Wow, that one I did not see coming. I also didn't see Colorado going and beating Arizona 34-7. That was a phenomenal, I think probably is the top 5-star performance. Oregon beating Purdue, you expected it. Indiana top 25 ranking, you expected it. South Carolina, Oklahoma's looked bad. South Carolina, okay, that's a little bit. Colorado beating Arizona. Arizona was supposed to be having some moments. Colorado beat the brakes off of them without Travis Hunter. So that's the top 5-star performance for the week. Because that impressed me how to do it. Now, the last one here, I thought Texas Tech had something to steamroll and going through. And then little old Baylor said, hold my beer. Baylor beats Texas Tech 59-35. And it's got to be the Baylor King. You want me to shout this out in this? Sawyer Robertson. Texas Tech is in Lubbock. Sawyer Robertson's a hometown kid from Lubbock. For some reason, Texas Tech wasn't really that interested, because when it came down to the final list of his candidacy, the ones who were making serious scholarship offers and pushing for him, Texas Tech wasn't on the list. He wasn't high priority. So this essentially, he didn't get it on there. He went to Mississippi State, then transferred to Baylor. So basically, this was a homecoming game for him. In front of his family, even though he's on the road with Baylor, this is a homecoming game. What did he do? 21-32, 274 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Welcome home. Wow. I think they might have screwed the pooch on that one just a little bit. But then again, Texas Tech, this is only their second loss of the year, so we'll see what happens. But that's 5-star performances. Performance, instead of calling it this one, I'm calling it hitting the gym. Because you're good, but you're not good enough. And there was a lot of teams on there that had it, they had the lead in the half and then it tapered off. There was no real, I call them the good, the bad, and the what blue hell. The bad moment, teams that won that didn't look good. The only one that was Missouri. You beat Auburn 21-17, and they led you 17-6 at the half. I mean, I don't like me having the good, the bad. It's like you got to hit the gym, man. You got to get better, because 5 stars for down outstanding performances, and you got to hit the gym, because you're not measuring up, dude. You got to do better. Missouri's got to hit the gym. Auburn led 17-16 to start the fourth. You came back. Hit the gym, man. What the hell? The only what the blue hell moment was how easily Georgia dominated Texas. But the biggest what the blue hell, I mean, Georgia led 23-0 at the half. The final ended up being 30-15? Was Georgia kind of just rested at that point? Why the hell did you bench Quinn Ewers? What the blue hell were you thinking, Sark? Benching Ewers. I didn't get a chance to watch this one. I watched the highlight package. I'll be honest. I watched the highlight package because I had a lot of stuff going on. Errands running around. And I was honestly more concerned. Georgia-Texas game wasn't on my concern. My concern was Tennessee and Alabama. And but what the blue hell, Sark? Somebody want to explain to me what the hell happened in that game? Let me know in the comments, because I'm still looking at what the blue hell. It's crazy to me. All right, that top 25. Now, those of you who understand how the hell this, I don't do this by, well, they look good, and I want to give them this ranking. And they look good. I've done this whole thing. I've been doing this on YouTube for a few years now. I do this based off of a mathematical chart form. I've done this with friends, not online. Actually, online in message groups, I did one, which was kind of where the subscriber rankings came from. Everybody picked their own school, and I did a top 25 off of that. But it's a mathematical formula that I use. If you're number 1, you're worth 1 point. If you're number 25, you're worth 25 points. If you win, points are taken off your score. You lose, points are added. Beating a top 5 team is worth more than beating a top 25, which is worth more than beating a Power 4, which is worth more than beating a G6, which is worth more than beating an FCS. You lose, teams' points are added. The fewest points you can get lauded is a close loss to a top 5. And that's better than losing to a top 25. And blowout losses get you more points taken away. That's 18 points or more. Blowout wins, 18 points or more. That's points taken away. Blowout losses are worse. You start getting to the point where it gets like a blowout loss to an FCS school is the worst thing you can possibly have. And we've seen them. So, that's how it's going. So it's mathematical. It's not opinion. And the fact is, like, bye weeks is a 0. I don't give you credit for not playing a game. Because I know in the end of the year, everybody is the same. Normally it's 1 bye week. This year it's 2 bye weeks. Everybody has the same. Everybody's the same. There's no differences here. Everybody is the same. So you're going to have, yeah, you lost ground this week, but when they have their bye week, you're going to catch up. It balances out in the end. So that top 25, my top 25, like I said, the fact is, those in here, I do a top 50. About 25 is what I announced. That's how I do my points of schools moving up. Full disclosure. So my top 25 from last week. Number 1 was Oregon, 2 Texas, 3 Penn State, 4 Clemson, 5 Georgia, 6 Notre Dame, 7 Ohio State, 8 Alabama, 9 LSU, 10 Missouri, 11 Miami, 12 Tennessee, 13 Boise State, 14 Texas A&M, 15 Ole Miss, 16 Kansas State, 17 Georgia Tech, 18 Michigan, 19 Iowa State, 20 Oklahoma, 21 Indiana, 22 Army, 23 UNLV, 24 Boston College, 25 Louisville. This week, well, what's changed? Man, staying at number 1, another week in a row. Oregon's number 1. Up 3 spots to number 2 is Georgia. Up 3 spots to number 3 is Notre Dame. Holding at number 4 is Clemson. Up 4 spots to number 5 is LSU. Staying at number 6 is Penn State. Down 5 spots to number 7 is Texas. Up 3 spots to 8 is Miami. Up 3 spots to 9 is Tennessee. Holding at 10 is Missouri. Down 4 spots to 11 is Ohio State. They're going like, Ohio State, why the hell are they dropping? They didn't play. That's a 0. And they lost the previous week to Oregon. So it's basically almost like 2 losses because you didn't earn any points to take any points taken away. So that doesn't help you, and it's based upon what everybody else does. Up 4 spots, number 12 is Kansas State. Up 1 spot to... Is that right? Hold on. I think I wrote that wrong. No, up 1 spot. All right. Up 1 spot to 13 is Texas A&M. Down 6 spots, number 14 is Alabama. Up 2 spots to 15 is Boise State. Biggest climb of the week, up 5 spots to 16 is Indiana with that demolition job they did. Up 2 spots to 17 is Iowa State. Down 3 spots to 18 is Ole Miss. Up 4 spots to 19 is UNLV. Up re-debuting in the top 25, is debuting, I should say, top 25, Illinois. Up 4 spots to 21 is Army. 2 more debuts in the top 25, 22 and 23 is BYU and Pitt. Down 7 spots. 2 schools tied for the biggest drop of the week. That's Georgia Tech and Michigan. And the way they're playing, neither one of them is going to be around much longer. I was looking at going like, does anybody come up where these guys are going to get dropped out? No, just barely. They hang on by 1 point. But yeah, so the new top 25 for me for this week is Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson, LSU, Penn State, Texas, Miami, Tennessee, Missouri, Ohio State, Kansas State, Texas A&M, Alabama, Boise State, Indiana, Iowa State, Ole Miss, UNLV, Illinois, Army, BYU, Pitt, Georgia Tech, and Michigan. Now, the subscriber rankings, same charts used. But we have 45 schools, and I don't use the AP top 25. This has its own top 25. So 2 schools that normally would be unranked in the AP poll, but they're both top 25 here. So the point's different. So it's a bigger swing. And this is done every 2 weeks. So that means that last poll was done week 7. So we have had week 7, week 8 games, and now we're going into week 9 with the poll is. So the poll of the top 45, the subscriber schools. Okay? Number 1, Ohio State. 2, Penn State. 3, Clemson. 4, Miami. 5, Notre Dame. 6, Ole Miss. 7, Kansas State. 8, Georgia. 9, Iowa State. 10, Boise State. 11, Tennessee. 12, West Virginia. 13, Colorado. 14, Rutgers. 15, Washington. 16, Illinois. 17, Iowa. 18, Louisville. 19, Toledo. 20, UNLV. 21, Arizona. 22, Washington State. 23, Oklahoma State. 24, Coastal Carolina. 25, NC State, 26, Fresno State, 27, TCU, 28, Florida State, 29, Marshall, 30, Ohio, 31, Minnesota, 32, Cincinnati, 33, Northwestern, 34, Auburn, 35, Bowling Green, 36, Wyoming, 37, Houston, 38, South Florida, 39, Baylor, 40, Hawaii, 41, San Diego State, 42, East Carolina, 43, Middle Tennessee State, 44, Nevada, and 45, UTEP. All right. Now, I do the mathematical bit here. Here's one thing where number 1, 3 school, like points coming off your score, 3 schools tied at -7. So, hear me out. Who would get the number 1 spot? 2 games totaling up. Remember, top 5 wins are worth more than top 25, which are worth more than Power 4. You get the idea, right? 1 school for 2-week period was -10. 1 school was -12. 1 school was -14. Who gets number 1? The -14, because they've done the most work in 2 weeks. Which means your new number 1 is Kansas State, because of their big wins the last 2 weeks. Up 6 spots to number 1 is Kansas State. Up 3 spots to number 2 is Notre Dame. Staying at number 3 is Clemson. Staying at number 4 is Miami. Down 3 spots to 5 is Penn State. Up 3 spots to 6 is Iowa State. Up 1 spot to 7 is Georgia. Up 3 spots to 8 is Tennessee. Up 1 spot to 9 is Boise State. Down 9 spots to 10 is Ohio State. Ohio State's number 1, but they lost and had a bye. They didn't play. So they just had that many points. They could have dropped far worse. Up 5 spots to 11 is Illinois. Hold on, make sure I get that right here, because I don't want to screw this up. My old school on papers, backtrack during stuff here. All right. Up 1 spot to 12 is Colorado. Down 7 spots to 13 is Ole Miss. Up 6 spots to 14 is UNLV. Up 7 spots to 15 is Washington State. Up 2 spots to 16 is Louisville. Down 5 spots to 17 is West Virginia. Up 9 spots, debuting in the top 25, TCU. Down 2 spots to 19 is Iowa. Down 5 spots to 20 is Washington. Up 2 spots to 21 is Toledo. Up 9 spots again, like TCU was, coming into the top 25 is Minnesota. Up 2 spots to 23 is NC State. 2 more schools coming in the top 25. Up 8 spots to 24 is Cincinnati. Up 1 spot to 25 is Fresno State. Down 12 spots out of the top 25, Rutgers. I think that's the biggest drop of the week, isn't it? Oh, somebody did worse. Down 4 spots, also out of the top 25, is Oklahoma State. Holding at number 28, Florida State. Biggest climb of the week in the total poll, up 10 spots to 29, is Baylor. Up 3 spots to 30 is Northwestern. Down 2 spots to 31 is Marshall. Down 11 spots to 32 out of the top 25 is Arizona. Down 3 spots to 33 is Ohio. Up 7 spots to 34 is San Diego State. Down 2 spots, holding at 35 is Bowling Green. Down 2 spots to 36 is Auburn. Biggest drop of the week out of the top 25. Down 13 spots is Coastal Carolina. Down 2 spots to 38 is Wyoming. Down 2 spots to 39 is Houston. Holding steady at 40 is Hawaii. Down 3 spots to 41 is South Florida. Up 2 spots to 41 is Nevada. Down 1 spot to 42 is Nevada. Down 1 spot to 43 is East Carolina. Down 1 spot to 44 is Middle Tennessee State. And holding in the bottom, unfortunately, the cellar dweller, number 45, UTEP. So, like I said, you have Kansas State's the subscriber number 1. I didn't think that was going to happen, but they've had an incredible 2 weeks. So Kansas State gets the number 1 spot. So the subscriber rankings recap here. Number 1, Kansas State, followed by Notre Dame, Clemson, Miami, Penn State, Iowa State, Georgia, Tennessee, Boise State, Ohio State, Illinois, Colorado, Ole Miss, UNLV, Washington State, Louisville, West Virginia, TCU, Iowa, Washington, Toledo, Minnesota, NC State, Cincinnati, Fresno State, Rutgers, Oklahoma State, Florida State, Baylor, Northwestern, Marshall, Arizona, Ohio, San Diego State, Bowling Green, Auburn, Coastal Carolina, Wyoming, Houston, Hawaii, South Florida, Nevada, East Carolina, Middle Tennessee State, and UTEP. Interesting, isn't it? Kansas State, so we have a number 1 in the my poll is Oregon, and the number 1 in the subscriber poll is Kansas State because of what they've done the last 2 weeks. Makes things a lot more interesting. It's like, to give you a little recap, like we know 2 years ago, national champion was Georgia. First year I did it on this channel, the subscriber poll, and the top 25 on this channel. First year, the subscriber poll, and came in. The fact is, Georgia wasn't in. We didn't have Georgia subscriber school. So the actual subscriber champion for 2022 was Fresno State. The 2023, there were subscriber schools. So number 1, my top number 1 team and the subscriber champion was Michigan. Well, Michigan isn't on here. They're not doing too well. What are we going to have going on here? Are we going to have a school coming in here, or are we going to have a school that we don't have a subscriber school winning the national championship, which means we're going to have a separate champion? Crazy things can happen here. So, yeah, Kansas State kind of surprises me what they did. I'll be perfectly honest, but wow. But why don't you let me know, everybody, let me know what you think about all this down in the comments. So thanks, everybody, for watching the video. If you haven't done already, do me the favor, smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. Has the video seen by more people, because it lets YouTube know, hey, it's getting thumbs up. Hey, we need to promote this more. Comment on the video, what I get right, what I get wrong. I do want to do a little bit of change up, the good, the bad, and the what the blue hell. But I wanted to do, 5-star performances who were outstanding. The guys that need to hit the gym because you couldn't quite finish, could you? Or you were sluggish out the top. You need to work on your cardio and get better. Hit the gym, and the what the blue hell moments. What the blue hell, I'm going to obviously keep it, but should I do good and the bad, or keep this 5-star performance and the go hit the gym? You got to do better, which I think is maybe a little bit of a better idea. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And what I did right, what I did wrong, the rankings, everything else. Let me know in the comments. Share the video if you want to. And if you haven't done it already, do me the favor. Check out the other videos I've done. Done them quite a bit. And if you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get this channel to grow here. Let's see if we can make some things happen. If you want to follow me on X and that crazy on Twitter on that Warzone, the link will be in the description. Next video coming up, I'm going to try to get in Tuesday, hopefully, cell reception willing. I'm recording it tomorrow. But where I'm going to be going to by the time I get to recording it, I don't know. I'm not gonna, I'll be recording it once I load and on the way back, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it'll be out on Tuesday, since this is Sunday. That's going to be, I've done a video we saw about Pac-12 gone silent, and then the future of the Mountain West. Now, what happens to the rest of the G6? Because everybody else has been affected. Conference USA already has. They lost UTEP. What are they going to do? The MAC has already been affected because the Mountain West notified the fact that they were going to contact NIU and Toledo. As far as we know, that's the only ones that have been contacted about membership. We don't know about that. We don't know about that. NIU may not be interested. That's football-only membership. That's been affected. The Sun Belt. Mountain West contacted Texas State. Is the Pac-12 going to go after Texas State? The American. The Pac-12 is going after 4 schools. They're going after Memphis, Tulane, South Florida, and UTSA. Are they going to get any of those schools? If so, like in this one, in the case of these 4, it rolls downhill. Like if there's schools that leave the American, where are the American going to go to backfill? The MAC, where are they going to go to backfill? But they may not backfill. They may. We'll see how this goes here. Sun Belt, if they lose schools, probably because of Pac-12 taking somebody and of the American taking somebody, where are they going to go to backfill? Conference USA, they're in the worst case position. What are they going to do? They made a public statement that they weren't going to add anybody right now. They were comfortable staying at about 10. Which gets to another argument I said is, why has no FCS schools been kicked up yet? There's nothing about the lawsuit. The lawsuit's on there. Is the fact of going on here. There's no concrete proof that would be collusion. Like college football hasn't done something criminal before. Seriously. We had the lawsuit in the first place. Kind of proves the point, doesn't it? They changed their mind because they had to, but that doesn't mean they won't try to do this. Or the simplest of the other reason, why has nobody been FCS? I think nobody's adding schools in here. Little hint. Maybe the media partner said don't do it right now because it's not worth the money right now. We need to find out what you guys are doing with this lawsuit because you guys are telling us to come bail you out. We're not doing it. You're paying your own dime. But that affects everything else. What's going to happen with all of that? Any new updates that have happened with the Pac-12 and the Mountain West? This is all going to be in the next video. So letting you know what that's going to be like and any other craziness that happens. But as I said, thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Be safe out there. Cops everywhere. I see cops everywhere. Shoulders everywhere. All the way to Illinois. In town. Last 2 weeks. Enforcement City on speeding. Be mindful. Thanks everybody, and please be good to each other.